Hi everyone. I hope I'm completely audible and visible. Kindly give a quick check on that so that we can start the session. Can you just confirm it? Okay. Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for responding. Welcome all of you to we have got a very important session that I'll be conducting. But before that, I just wanted to, just talk about what exactly we'll be doing and why it's going to be relevant, right? Okay, because it's been like we have been preparing for CAT, we are taking the test also, and I've seen it from a lot of people that we are not able to do justice to our preparation. I'm preparing hard. I'm putting a lot of time when it comes to QA is concerned, but what happens at the end of the day is nothing but when I do that in the test, I'm not able to perform. And after that, when I look into the solution or after the test window is over and I look at the question, you see that, okay, all the questions are doable. Or most of the questions I knew how to do it, but there what happened, I don't know. I'm not able to figure out. And therefore, what happened, nothing but I'm not able to do justice to that. I hope this happened with a lot of people based on experience, I'm saying. Right. So today's session is going to be nothing but we'll be talking about how to take the section, what all things you need to keep in mind. Also, how we'll be able to utilize our knowledge to its best effect in that 40 minutes. Right. Okay. So I just want that all of you should attend this session very seriously, looking at each and every aspect so that you'll be able to make the most of this. And we'll be conducting a lot of sessions like this. So I just want all of you to one, subscribe and like that also so that this video or the videos with like this which we'll be sharing should reach to the people who are or who want that basically, right? So it should reach to the target people. That's something which we always want, and that is the reason I'm just saying that. So subscribing it and liking it will help you and will help all other people who are aiming for performing well when it comes to B school examinations concerned. CAT is one, the other also. So we'll be talking a lot of stuff in that, right? Okay. So now let's start with the session also. And also one more thing I wanted to say that I'll be taking few of the batches this month. Very important, right? Because I know CAT is not very far away, with just 5 months are remaining. So I'll be taking few of the Q and the DI batches this month. So if you want that, you want to be a part of that, you want to understand, you want to learn, you want to perform well when it comes to CAT is concerned, you can always join those batches, right? So the you have got the detailed. I hope you can all see this where we are starting with one batch on 8th of July. Then we have got 15th of July, which I'll be mentoring, where I'll be taking a lot of session, not only academics, but we'll also be talking about how to perform well, how to strategize, what all things we need to keep in mind, everything which is targeting towards your desired goal. And then I'll also be taking one session, which is starting, one batch, which is starting from 24th of July also. So there also I'll be taking sessions to help you people out, because the purpose is nothing but whatever you are here for, whatever your aspiration, you should be able to get that, right? So that's going to be the thing which is there. Now let's start with the session now, and let me just reshare my screen. So what I'm going to do is nothing but let me just share it, and then just a sec. I hope my screen is visible. Kindly update that. Just a sec, guys. I just wanted that everything should be in place so that you'll be able to make the most of this. Right then. So just wanted to know because I just need an acknowledgement. The screen is splitted. On the left hand side, you'll be able to see the My IMS portal, and on the right side, you'll be able to see the one note where I'll be writing. So if that is the thing that you are able to see, nothing like it. If you are able to see only half of that, do tell me so that I'll just take care of that also, because ideally both the screens should be visible. The reason I'm not doing it full screen is because I want to do and show you the work also which I'm doing, which I will be able to do on a one note, right? Okay, let me just try with that. I think it's all set. Okay, so what I'm going to do is nothing but I'll be just taking you through how do I do, and while taking a test, what all things I keep in mind, how I just go about the section. And also, I'll be just taking you through my thought process while attempting it, right? So basically, it's going to be what is the best practice that we should do? One, two, how to maximize my number of attempt? What should be the method of solving? What should be the method while selecting or rejecting? So all these things would be there that I will be talking about. Okay. So what I'll be doing, nothing but, okay, one note is not visible. So I'll be doing all the things on this only using a pen. If I look at this, because ideally it should be visible. Let me just try it once again, guys. Just give me one more minute so that I will be able to show you. Otherwise, I'll be able to tell you what is to be done. But at the end of the day, it's not that I want what is to be done. I also want how am I doing it, because that is also very, very important, right? So let me just do this so that I'll be able to help you out in that. I think there is some glitch, guys. I'm just trying to work it out. Is the one not visible now? Okay, no, I don't know why it is happening. Let me just try it again. Just a sec. So there was a technical glitch, but finally we have come out of that. And thank you so much for a lot of patience that you have shown. I know it is very hard when you join in time, but because of some glitch, you have to wait and it feels very, very irritating. I can understand it, but I hope, I mean, you understand because there is no control when it comes to technical glitches concerned. We always try hard that it should not happen, it should not done, but you never know. And sometimes what happens, nothing but whatever you want. I mean, you don't get that. And therefore, but then thank you so much for waiting. And I hope now just last time I'm just confirming it. I hope you can see the sectional test window and also you are able to see the OneNote. Okay, thank you so much. And now I'm just showing you how to go about that, what all things you need to keep in mind, and what should be the right way to solve it, right? So that's going to be the thing which I'll be mentioning. Fair enough. Okay. So first of all, what I keep in mind when I start the test, one, because we know that QA happens to be the third section, and before that we already have 40 minutes which we spent in verbal ability, then 40 minutes in the DLR also. Now, whatever, whether that has happened good or bad, we always try and think. We just try to overthink. Had we got more number of attempts? Is this something which I did right in the earlier? So my first suggestion to everyone, which you should keep in mind, and you need to keep on telling yourself again and again, that do not carry any burden of the previous section. Whatever has happened is happened. You cannot change it. Now, since you cannot change it, so there is no point cribbing or thinking about that at this point of time, because right now, what is more important for me is going to be nothing but the upcoming 40 minutes, which I have to make the most of this. If I have performed well in the earlier two section, nothing like it. If I have not performed up to my expectation, again, I cannot change that. So therefore, what exactly I need to keep in mind, nothing but just try and utilize those 40 minutes to its full, I would say, potential, so that I'll be able to do the justice. So that's the first thing which you keep on telling, and you should tell you yourself again and again and again, because that's something which is very, very important, right? Because first of all, you think it's there in the mind and then only it'll become a reality. If you keep on telling yourself to your brain, automatically it'll become this, right? This is one. Now, when we talk about this sectional test, so what I have to keep in mind, which I always want, is nothing but the time is 40 minutes, and people think that, okay, there are 22 questions which has to be done. Yes, there are 22 questions, but we are not supposed to solve every question in that window of 40 minutes. So paper is designed, test is designed in such a way such that there are certain speed breakers which are there. Now, since speed breakers are there, so obviously it makes all the more sense to utilize that 40 minutes effectively, because every question carry equal marks. And let's say I've seen a lot of people, sir, I have done a lot of arithmetic. I've done so many questions in that. And there I just got stuck and I wasted around 7-8 minutes and I'm not able to solve it. Try and understand the psyche, the mentality of the paper setter. While setting, they just want to see whether you are in a condition to select, whether you are able to utilize those 40 minutes in an effective way or not. Now, there'll be a lot of problem as a manager also you'll be facing. So whether you are able to take a action which is required at point of time, or you'll keep on wasting your time. So that is what they want to check out here also. So therefore, whenever you take a test, first of all, keep that in mind. I will not be solving every question. I will be solving only those questions, one, which are from my strength area, two, which are something which will take less time, three, which are easier to solve. Right now, how will I be able to do it? So therefore, I usually recommend that, which I always follow also whenever I take a CAT or the SimCAT or the other test also, that first of all, in the first 15 to 20 minutes, my aim should be nothing but look out for those questions which are upfront, which will help you to decide whether you'll be doing it or not. That means look out for a single liner, two liner, three liner, four liner question only. If the question is there, which is for 7 to 8 lines, then I usually do not read in the first round. Why? Because I know the question may be easy. I'm not saying it is easy or tough because I have not read it, but the mentality or the thought process is going to be nothing but if I have to read this question, I will take time to read, then to understand, and then I will decide whether I'll be doing it or not. So that means something which I will be deciding after reading and spending around one minute. So I will not prefer to do that in the beginning. At the same time, there are a few areas where you have to write and then solve it. That means if you talk about a question, let's say of geometry, where the figure is not there and they've given 3 to 4 lines or 3 lines. So I know I need to read the question. Maybe I need to make the figure and then I need to identify whether I can do it or not. So therefore, in general, if the figure is not given, I usually do not pick up those geometry questions in the first round. Questions which are, that means two things I've kept in mind. One, I'll look out for a single liner. I will look out for a question 2 liner, 3 liner. I will not be doing a question which is 7 to 8 line long. I will not be doing a question where they ask you how many cases are possible or where you are list down, okay, what are the possibilities which are there? Because I know in that also I need to pen down and then solve it. Right? So these are the things which I always keep in mind, and I always learn to leave the question also. Even if I'm good at something, let's say arithmetic is my strength area, but if I come across a question which takes or which has got a twisted language, I will not be doing it. Right? So that's the thing that I always keep in mind. So let me now start a test so that I'll be able to show you, and then I'll talk about how do I do that, and I'll do maybe some of the rough work on the right hand side. Purpose is just to tell you so that you'll be able to get into this kind of a thought process and try and attempt it so that you'll be able to maximize your attempt. That's one. Two, you will not be leaving the easier question, right? So let's start with this. So I'm ready to begin. The timer has started. Okay. Now, first question. The speed of a boat is 15 km per hour. A stream flows at the rate of 3 km per hour. While moving with the stream, the boat travels 90 km. Okay. Now, going against the stream, how much distance in kilometer can be moved or can be covered in the same time? Question on time and work, time speed distance, part of arithmetic means something I can see and I can read out this and understand it. Speed is given as 15 km per hour. That means I know it is nothing but the speed is nothing but 15. Then the second thing that they've given is nothing but rate or the speed of the current is nothing but 3. So therefore, while moving with the stream means downstream, and from there, I'm able to see that from the downstream, they have given that the net speed will be nothing but 18 km per hour. The boat travels 90. So I know the distance, I know the speed. So therefore, straight away, I'll be able to know what the time taken will be equal to 90 by 18, which is equal to 5 hours. Without even writing, I can do that. Now going against the stream, how much distance can be covered in the same time? That means the moment I'm able to calculate the time, I know I have to travel for the same time. And the only thing which is there is nothing but now I am moving against the stream. And now when I move against the stream, straightforward, I know it's going to be nothing but 15 minus 3. That's going to be 12. So 12 kilometer per hour is my net speed and the time taken I've just calculated. So therefore 12 5 is 60 and therefore I'll put that number as 60. So I would say this is one of those questions which is doable and I've done it. Look at the next question. When a container is 40% full, it contains 60% less than when it is 55% empty. Okay, let me read it again. When a container is 40% full, it contains 60 liter less than when it is 55% empty. So one is 40% full. That means it is 60% empty. It contains 60 liter less than when it was 55% empty. Okay, so that means now I'm able to understand this. What they're saying is nothing but if it is 40% fill, or I would say if it is 60% empty, and in the other case it is 55% empty, so therefore the gap is equal to 5%. And it says it contains 60 liter less. So that means, okay, that 5% gap or 5% of the capacity, I'm able to know it's going to be nothing but 60 liter. Now the question is, how many more liter does it contain at 60% full than 60% empty? Again, I need to convert that. So 60% full and the other is nothing but 60% empty. So that means it is equal to 40% fill. And their gap is equal to nothing but 20%. Okay. So that means I'm able to understand that, okay, in the first case, they've stated that 5% is the gap, which is amounting to 60 liter. And here the gap is equal to 20%, which is 4 times of that. And therefore I know 20% is equal to nothing but 4 times of that, which is equal to 240 is the answer. Again, if I look at a question is something which is straightforward, single liner, I attempted it, and therefore I just move ahead. A little lengthier question, right? 4 lines. Still, I'll just read it. In a conference, the ratio of Indian to German is same as ratio of Indian who know Spanish to German who do not Spanish. Just a sec. Okay. The ratio of people who know Spanish to people who do not know Spanish is 1:3. Okay. So that means it's going to be 1:3. If the ratio of Indian who know Spanish to Indian, it's getting little confused. I'll come back later. This is what I always keep in mind. It's getting confused. Maybe I'll be able to do it, but I'll not do it right now. I'll come back and then put mark for a review. And the next question, right? Let's look at the next one. It says there was enough food in storage to feed a group of men for 100 days. However, after 25 days, 8 more men joined the group. So the remaining food lasted only 35 more days. How many men? So straightforward question. Yes, I would love to do this kind of a question because I know it's just nothing but you need to identify that, okay, what they've given, and then based on that, you're supposed to solve, right? So therefore, it says a food is available for 100 days, right? So 100 days it is available. Then after 25 days, 8 more men joined. So that means for the first 25 days, that means there is nothing changed. So that means the number of people who were there, they were consuming that. So now when those 75 days are left, 75 days are left, 8 more men joined, and the remaining food lasted only 35 days. Okay. So that means there would have been some people, then 8 more joined, right? Okay. And I know now the food lasted for 35 days. So let's assume that there are M people out there earlier. If the food was available for 75 days, so therefore amount of food will be nothing but if one person consume 1 unit per day, so therefore M will consume M unit per day for 75. So therefore total food will be nothing but 75 into M. And now since 8 more people joined in, now it's going to be M plus 8. So that means now they'll start consuming M plus 8 unit per day. And now the food lasted only 35 days. So therefore, into 35 is the total consumption. So that means ideally it was this, but now because of 8 inclusion, it is this. So both should be equal. And when both should be equal, so 5 sevens are 5 15s are, I end up getting 15M minus equals to 7M plus 56, or 15 minus 7, 8M equal to 56, M equals to 7. Question says, how many were there in the group initially? Initially, there were 7. Again, the question is something which is doable, straightforward, makes sense to do it, right? My speed may get hindered because I'm just explaining also while reading what is going through my mind, right? But then the purpose is not to get more marks here. Purpose is nothing but just to teach you. And this is what I always do inside the class also. Whenever I do, I emphasize more on conceptual clarity rather than only ticking that, okay, we have done this, right? Okay. Now coming to the next one. It says how many integral solution exist for this such that x and y have opposite sign. Okay. So how many? And I know they have stated x and y have got opposite sign. So 5x minus 3y equal to 140. How many means I need to count them. I'll do it later. I know how to do it, but not now. Let me just check that. We have other questions also in the lined up. Okay. Given a number n is 3233323. Okay. 323 323 323 up to 1001 digit. What is the remainder when n is divided by 19? That is, we need to look at some pattern. I don't know what exactly that pattern is. I'm not able to recall it. So therefore, I just read this question, but I will not be doing it. And I don't know what to do. And therefore, I'm not marking it for a review also. Right. Because in general, I've observed, seen number system questions. Generally, either it's going to be clicked straight away or it is answered. So I'll not be doing it right now because I don't want to waste my time. Then is, okay, next question says, what is the value of log 2 cot 1 plus log 2 cot 2 plus log 3 and so on and so forth till this, and the answer I need to calculate. So in general, we know that, I mean, if I have to handle these kind of question, so I know it says log, that means log A plus log B log C, it's going to be nothing but log of cot 1 into cot of 2 into cot of 3 and so on and so forth till cot of 89, and I'm supposed to identify what is this. So we know that cot 1, cot 89, cot 89 is nothing but tangent of 1, right? Or I would say 1 upon cot 1 will get cancelled, cot 3, cot 4, okay. And so cot 1 will get cancelled with cot 89 because I know the product is equals to nothing but 1. Similarly, cot 2 will get cancelled with cot 88, cot 3 with so on and so forth. So that means we've got 89 terms. So that pair of that term will get cancelled and we are left with nothing but only the central value, which is cot 45. And cot 45 is nothing but 1. And log of this is equal to nothing but log of 1 is equal to 0. Yeah. So in general, I've seen these are kind of question. You always get this kind of a thing. And I mean, based on the experience and the kind of thing that we've done earlier, exposure, which we do inside the class also, during the sheets also. So we are able to just narrow down. Okay. In this figure, now the figure is given, therefore I'll be reading it. In this figure, the ratio of the length of sides of two square ABCD and PQRS is 3:1. Okay, the ratio is given as 3:1. And then what they've given is nothing but after that, also AR, that's the diagonal, okay, of a side of a triangle is 24. Now question is, length of PS is to length of SC. Okay. So that means here it's given that square, and let me just try and see because the figure is given. So yes, I'm just giving it a thought. The ratio is given 3:1. That is for, okay, if this is 3x, it will become x. So this will become nothing but 4x. This height will become 3x. This is a square, means a right angle triangle. So this is A, R. So 4x, 3x, this will become nothing but 5x. So that means I got to know AR equal to 5x, which they have given us 24, means I'm able to know what is the length of x, means all the square side I'm able to know. What they're asking is nothing but length of PS. So I know PS, let me just put that. Okay, this is P, S and SC. Okay, so we are supposed to identify what is the length of PS is to S. Now, I know this is also 90-degree, right? And okay, correct. Now we can directly use the concept of similarity in triangle RSC and triangle RAD. So this is 90-degree, and I know these two lines are parallel, PC and AD. So therefore, ratio of the side is RC upon RD is equals to SC upon AD. equal to the third side also. Now I know RC is X and RD equal to RD entire is 4X. Therefore, it will be 1 by 4 is equals to SC, which I need to calculate, right? And AD is equal to 3X. So from that, I'm able to know the length of SC will be nothing but 3 by 4X, right? So that means I know this is 3 by 4X. And now SC is 3 by 4X and the entire PC was nothing but equal to X. So therefore PS will be nothing but 1 by 4X. So the ratio will be 1 by 4 is to 1 by 3. PS is okay, 1 is to 3. So I think I've taken a little extra time, but yes, I mean, the question seemed easy and good part is nothing but I'm able to do it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, it says James make perfume at home for he buys 21 bottle for a pure constant perfume. He removes 9 added. Okay, standard removal replacement, but these type of questions generally, I mean, takes little more time. He then remove 9 liter of the relative mixture and replace with 9 liter. Repeat one more time. So, okay, the 3 times the process done. What percentage? I know how to do it, but I'll come back later. Okay, next one. Let fx is equals to ax square plus bx be a quadratic equation where f of 7 is equal to f of minus 2 and f of 6 is equal to 12. Find the value of b. So that means it's a pretty straightforward question because they have given two equation and there are two variable only a and b. That means this is one of those question which should have been done and we can do that. So let's try and look into this. It says f of 7. So I know it's going to be ax square plus bx. So f of 7, if I need to calculate, it's gonna be 7 square 49a plus 7x. This is equal to f of minus 2. Putting it directly, minus 2 means is equals to minus 2 square is going to be 4a plus b into minus 2. Okay, so minus 2b. So I know 49a plus 7b. Sorry, x is this. So plus 7b is equals to 4a minus 2b. And if you take everything to the left hand side, I end up getting 45a plus 9b equal to 0 or 5a plus b equal to 0. One equation is something which I got. Right, so I got this. Now what they have stated nothing but f of 6 is 12. So now calculate f of 6 also, which is equal to 12. And when I say f of 6, putting this 6 square 36. So 36a plus 6b is equal to 12. So I've got one equation as this. The other equation was 5a plus this. So multiply this with 6. I'll be able to know that 6. So it'll be nothing but 30a plus 6b equal to 0. 6a equals to 12, a equal to 2. So I got to the value of a and I question says find the value of b. Okay, so now in that 5a plus b is equals to 0. So when you say a is 2, so therefore 10 plus b equal to 0, b equal to minus 10. Yeah, it's there. That means again a question doable, right? So question was not tough. We've seen that and this is how it goes. Okay, so that means this is also taken care. Now looking at the next question. So there is some like, I mean, I'm not able to change it to the new sheet. So I need to erase every time, right? Which may take some time. Okay, now next is n is a function of fx plus y for all natural number xy. F1 is 2. What is the value of f11? Now, that means there has to be some pattern which is being followed. F1 say will be able to calculate maybe other F2 and so on and so forth. I'll do it later, not now, because it may take. In the figure, the radius of the semicircle is 5. Okay. What is the area of the shaded region? Geometry. Even if the figure is there, looks like data इंक्रीमेंट तो नहीं होगा मतलब we'll be able to do it, that's for sure, right? Okay, no, let's come back later. Geometry is something. Okay, next moving. Avni bought a yellow sari, a green sari and a red sari each at the same cost price. Okay, profit loss discounts. She sold them to Panna at 20% profit, 10% loss and 30% respectively. Okay, fair enough. Panna then sold these three sarees to Harsha at 20% profit, 30% profit, and 20% loss, respectively. By what percent did the total cost price of the three saree total cost price change from Avni to Harsha? So basically, total change they're talking about. I think because the values are same, yes, it makes sense to try that at least. Okay. So if I say total cost is 100 because they've stated total is 100, which is going to be for the one for this for Avani. She sold it to 20% profit. Now the reason is 20% profit will be 120, 10% loss 90, 30% profit 130. So that means I got to know Panna has got for this. Panna then sold these sari to Harsha, okay, at a 20% profit, 20% profit. So 120, 10% is going to be 12, 20% will be 24, 144. Then it says 30% profit. So 10% is 9, 9 is a 27, 27 more, that makes it 117, okay, and 20% loss. So 10% 13, 20% going to be 26. So 26 loss means 104. So now this is the total price for Harsha, and we are supposed to state it. Okay, now that means if I add this 300, 44 plus 17 is 51, 61 plus 4, 65, 365. So it was 300 and now 365. The change is going to be 65 on the base of this into 100, right, in percentage. So it's going to be nothing but 3 twos are 20 something, only one option. Straight away mark that as an answer. Okay, pretty simple question. The values I assumed 100. Why? Because I know in this case they just talk about 10, 20, 30. So it was easy to work with, and that is why I was able to do this. So every time look out if the values are easy to work with, I'll be doing it. Okay, now look at this. 4 friends, Abha, Vibha, Shobha, and Prabha buy flowers every day. Each day, Abha and Shobha together buy 16 flowers. Okay, so Abha and Shobha, 16 flowers. While Vibha buys 4 flowers fewer than Abha. Okay. Prabhu buys as many flowers as the smaller of the number bought by Vibha or Shobha. If Prabha buys the maximum, getting confused, I'll come back later because we've got still 8 questions to look at before just taking a call. Okay. Now answer the question independently. Find the value of log 8 to the base 2. 8 is 2 cube 3. Okay. Log 64 to the base 2. 64 is 2 to the power 5 is 32 to 2 to the power 6. Okay. Okay. So I think there is some pattern which is being followed. So first is going to be 3. 2 to the power 6 is going to be 64. So therefore, it'll become 6. 512. 2 to the power 10 is 1024. 2 to the power 9. 9 means it's going to be 9. Okay. So that means there's a pattern which is there. So that means the next should be nothing but 12. Yes, 1024 into this. So, okay. So there's a pattern and then the number of terms are 50. So question is find the sum of that. So sum of 50 terms of an AP, it's nothing but n by 2 into first term plus the last term. So last term will be 50 into 3, which is equal to 150. So 369, 50 term will be 150. That's going to be nothing but, and then it's going to be 25 into 153. 25 threes are 25 fives are 125, 132, 25 ones are 25, 38, 3825. Yeah, it's there. Great. Simple question. And log is something that we have seen more often than not. It comes every time in the examination. So therefore, it makes all the more sense also कि इसको करना है. We need to practice this. This is there, which is always on the card. Okay. So it says if tan 25 minus 1 upon 10, 25 plus 1 plus this equal to k, find the value of k. Do it later. नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. I'm not able to. Okay. Given that xyz equals to 8, okay, what is the minimum value of 1 plus x, 1 plus y, 1 plus z? This is something that we already do this kind of question. This is an application of AMGM only. XYZ 8 hai or 1 plus x, 1 plus 1 pi. So therefore, if I give x equal to 2, y equal to 2, z equal to 2. Matlab hamesha generally we have to go with that kind of a thing only, and we have seen that more often not gets correct also. So 2 plus 1, 3, 3, 3, because this greater than 0, 27, simple. So these are the kind of question I love, because I know kuch zyada karna hi nahi hai. This is something which are there in these kind of question. Okay. Now looking at the next question also, for the same distance, fuel consumed by aeroplane at a speed of 900 kilometer per hour, 750 and 500. Let me just check. For the same distance, the fuel consumed by aeroplane at a speed of 900, 750, 500 is 3 to 1. Okay. Speed ज़्यादा, fuel कम हो रहा है. Okay. ज़्यादा consumption हो रहा है if the speed is more. What is the ratio of the distance traveled by aeroplane using 3 liter of a fuel at 900, 4 liter at this and this? Okay, okay, okay. So that means same distance is covered. Same distance is covered when the speed is 900, 750 and 500. The fuel consumption is 3 is to 2 is to 1. And for the same distance. Okay, okay, okay. Now they are saying what is the ratio of the distance traveled if it is, now the fuel consumption is 3 is to 4 is to 6. So what should be the distance? So for this, the distance is going to be DDD. Okay. And now for this fuel consumption, I'm supposed to identify what will be the ratio of the distance. So if it is 3 May, the distance covered is D, and here with this fuel 2 covered is D. So can I say if the distance covered is there, so if the fuel is double of this, so therefore distance covered will be nothing but 2D. Here with 1, if the distance covered is D, here the fuel is going to be 6 times of that, and therefore it will be 60. So therefore ratio of the distance, yeah, it's going to be nothing but 1 is to 2 is to 6. Yeah, it's there in the option also. So that means I don't even have to calculate. You just start identify, and I hope it's clear, right? This is why I generally do that. Okay. It says geometry, ABCD rectangle, midpoint, बहुत कुछ है. नहीं, I'll not do it. I generally don't do it basically. Okay. In the automobile workshop, there are 20 machine, M1 to M20. Each machine produces at least 10 and it max 20 ball bearing per day. Also at most 3 machine produce the same number of ball bearing per day. If the total number of ball bearing produced by these machine in a day is n, then which of the following is this? Okay. Let me just read the other question, then coming back to the next one before deciding. Okay, x is equals to 1 plus, again, 1 plus 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 4 and so on and so forth. Okay, and I'm supposed to identify what is the value x is equal to. Okay, so just let me just look at this once again. It's x equals to 1 plus 1 upon something, 1 upon 4 plus something. So 1 x is equal to 1 upon 1 plus matlab, let's look at the option root 5 plus 1, root 5 minus 1. 1 plus something cannot be negative, therefore option number 2 cannot be the answer. Sorry, option number 3 cannot be the answer because of negative 1, and option number 4 bhi nahi ho sakta because it is giving me a negative value. Now option number 1, root 5 plus 1, root 5 is approximately 2.2 plus this 3.2, and root 5 minus 2 is nothing but 2.2 minus approximately 1.2, slightly more than that. And this is 1 plus 1 by 4. 4 plus something. So that means this value will be slightly less than 0.25, because 1 by 4 it would have been 0.25. So it's going to be slightly less. So it's got to be 1.25, slightly smaller than that. So obviously this cannot be the answer. So that means I know the only option is there. This. So this is great. Good, good, good. So yeah, perfect. Let's move ahead. Okay. It says a train of length 220 meter is traveling at a constant speed of 90 kilometer at time t0, birds start flying at a constant speed of this from the front end to the rear end. After this, immediately flies back. Okay, let's now look at the questions first of all that I've marked. In here I've taken 28 minutes. Usually I take 20 odd minutes to reach till the end, but the purpose was nothing but not to attempt more. Okay, now let's look at the question which we have marked. A confidence ratio of the Indian to German. Okay, the other marked was how many? Yeah, this was something which was, I think we need to look at this. It says 5x minus 3y is equals to 140. X and Y have opposite sign. So I know 140, it's a multiple of 5. So if I put Y equal to 0, so this will be 140 by 5, 280 by 100, 28. Okay. So therefore 28 in this, but I want opposite sign. Okay, now let's try and make it positive. If I put Y will move as a coefficient of X, which is 5, and X will move as a coefficient of Y, which is 3. So it's going to be 140 plus 5, 155, 31. But then this way, if you increase Y, X will also increase. That means I need to go at the other end. Okay, let's look at this. Next is going to be nothing but this minus 5. So when you say minus 5, this will become plus 15. And this will move as a coefficient of 3. This is 25. So 125. Okay. So basically now I'm able to see after 25 will take on the other end. This will be 25 and this will be nothing but minus 5. Let me change the color of the pen again. Opposite side. Again, it will be minus 10. It will be nothing but movement of 3. That makes it 22. So this is increasing. I need to look at when it is changing from positive to a either 0 or this. There is a gap of 3, 3. Okay. So we usually do it like 3 into 9 plus 1, 3 into 8 plus 1, 3 into 7 plus 1. Next will be 3 into 6 plus 1 and we'll go till 3 into 0 plus 1, which is equals to 1. The next will be negative. So right from 0, it will give me negative 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. With 9, I was getting 0. Oh, but then this is opposite sign. That means I don't have to take it. So that means X is varying from 0 till 8. So there'll be 9 values which are possible. Just a pattern that we'll be able to just do that. Next question. Okay, so let me just erase that also because that is something which I need to. Right. James makes a perfume at home. For this, he buys 21-liter bottle of pure concentrate perfume. He removed 9 liter from the bottle and keep it with 9 liter. Remove 9, then 3 times. Okay, now what is the final mixture? Initially, it was 100%. So, okay, let's identify what is the final volume. That's going to be the initial volume into fraction left. The process done 3 times. So therefore, when you say initial volume was 21 pure concentrated and you are removing 9, so that means 21 minus 9, that's gonna be upon 21 3 times, which is 21 into 12 by 21 into 12 by 21 into 12 by 21. So 21 cancel. Now it's 3 4s are 3 7s are 3 4s are 3 7s are. So we've got 4 into 4, 16, 16 into 12, 190, 16 to the 32, 60, yeah, 192 upon 49. Now this is the amount of perfume. Now question says, what percentage of the final mixture is there? Okay, so now it is going to be nothing but 21 into 12 by 21, 12 by 21. Okay, this 21 get cancelled, or let me just simplify it. Okay, so 21 into 12 by 21 is nothing but 3, 4, 4 by 7 into 4 by 7 into 4 by 7. 7 threes are, so 4 fours are 16, for the 64 threes are 192 divided by 49, which is equals to, let's use the on-screen calculator. So it's gonna be 192 divided by 49. So it's gonna be 3.91. Okay. So 3.91. And now question says, what is the nearest percentage? Okay. So that means this 3.91 divided by volume is 21 only, 18.6. Okay. Nearest which are 19 is the answer. Correct, correct, correct. Got it. So this question requires some calculation, but in on-screen calculator is there. So we can always just do that. Last 6 minutes, try and utilize it. Okay, let's look at this. The question that we have not done. 11. Okay. It says, let n be a function such that x plus y equal to this for all natural number. If f1 is 2, what is the value of f11? Okay. So f1 is 2. f1 plus 1 equals to f1 into f1. But that's the pattern that from there I'll be able to know what is f2. That's going to be 1 is 2 and 2, 2 2s are 4. Okay. Let's calculate what is f3, that is 2 plus 1, which is f of 2 into f of 1. F of 2 is 4 and f of 1 is 2. That's going to be, so f of 3 is equals to 8. F of 4 is f of 3 into f of 1. F of 3 is 8 into 2, 16. Okay. So every time multiply by 16, so f4 is 16, so f5 will be 32. Okay. So f5 will be 32, multiple power of 2. So this is 2 square, 2 cube, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 5. You got the pattern. f5 is 2 to the power 5. So f of 6, 2 to the power 6, question says f of 11. Okay. So f of 11 is coming out to be nothing but 2 to the power 11. Now 2 to the power 10 is 1024 into 2, 2048. Okay. 2048. Okay. Now look at the other question that which is there. Geometry nahi karna because not the strength of area. Okay. This was slightly confusing. Let me just check the other one also. 16. 1025 minus 1. Cot 65 plus 1. Okay, upon this. Move ahead. S- 4 minutes quickly. Okay. So maybe, yeah. In an automobile workshop, there are 20 machine M1 to M20. Each machine produce at least 10 ball and at most 20 ball. 10. Also, at most 3 machine produce the same number of ball. If a total number of ball bearing by 20 machine in a day is n, which is the following is 2. Okay. So basically, mota what they have stated is nothing but minimum nikal lo 10, maximum 3 machines can produce that. So next 3 will have 11, next 3 will have 12, next 3 will have 13, next 3 will have 14, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, next 3 will have this 18. We've got 20 machines, 16 into 2. So that's gonna be 10, 11, 12, 13. So 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, and 32. All right. So it's an AP 30, 45, 75, 75, 75. 225 plus 32 is 7, 5, 257. That means 257. 257. That means question number 257. So option number 3 to nahi ho sakta. Minimum 257 to chahiye. Let me write this and erase the other one. Right. And then maximum. Let's try and identify maximum of 20 into 3, 19 into 3, 18 into 3, 17 into 3, 16 into 3, 15 into 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 14 into 2. So add kar lo na, 3 into 20 plus 19, 39, 39 plus 18, 57, 57 plus 74, 16, 80, 80, 95. So 95 into 3, which is 9 are 270, 285, and 28, 3, 8 into 10, 11. कुछ गलती कर दिया. Let me just check that. It's gonna be nothing but 35, 35, 35, 105. Sorry. 105 into 3 is equals to 315 plus 28, 343. Okay. So 257 so 343. Okay. Option number 1 is also possible. 2 is also possible. 3 to nahi hoga. No as this also, but then closest possible is this. Okay. Fair enough. So I think I'm done with Jubi, whatever I need to do, right? But I hope I don't know how many are correct. Let me just check that also, right? But the purpose is like look out for those questions which are based on your strength. If there's a question which is making you confused when you read it, do not attempt that, right? That's what we are supposed to look at. And also basically try and think mentally, so that when it comes to arithmetic is concerned, if we try and think mentally, I may be able to solve some of the question in a less span of time. It's a gradual process, will come by practice. It's not like that one, it's an antibiotic course that you do it for 5 days and you're able to say that. No, it's not like that, right? But you'll only be able to learn that if you keep on persisting doing it again, and keep on telling your brain, I will not be carrying any burden. I'll not bring ego into picture, because what I've seen, nothing but honestly, guys, I'll just take 1 more minute and tell you, when I was there, like, I mean, in IIT Roorkee, there I used to take classes with the IIT Roorkee people. So there, I've seen those people, they always just, oh, 14 out of 14, that's wonderful. That's good. That's good. Okay. So why I'm because I mean I was not able to maybe 100% concentrate because I need to speak, but then I think attempt little less could have been 1, 2 more. I think maybe 3, right? But then I think I've just taken care of those questions which are doable, because at the end of the day, that's more important, right? So I was just talking about that IIT Roorkee, right? So there people actually got stuck, and when they're good. Like, I mean, those people are good when it comes to maths. You people are also right. Okay. But what do they do? Nothing but they just come across a question. They'll say, okay, if a question of algebra, why am I not able to do it? I've done algebra. I'm very good. I'm a cheetah when it comes to maths is concerned. Why I'm not able to do it? At the end, they're able to do it. I'm not saying they cannot do it, because they are the best brain in the country. But at the expense of spending maybe 5, 6 minutes. So at the end of the day, their accuracy may be 100%, but the total number of attempts are slightly on the lesser side, and that's what matters. So therefore, whenever you take a test, keep your ego aside. If you are good at something, there could be a possibility there's a speed breaker which is over there. You may be able to cover that, you may be able to surpass that, but important is not that. Important is nothing but how best 40 minutes can be utilized. So therefore, never fall in love with the question. If you're able to understand, if you know what is to be done, you know till the end point, do it. If not, let's not do it at this point of time, because I mean it's my 40 minutes which I need to utilize it. Right. So that's what generally we need to look at it. Right. So I just want people to practice, have faith in yourself, trust, and learn the art of living. Here I was able to do 14, 15. If you are able to do this 14, 15, nothing like it. If not, so just teach your brain that, I mean, even I also do that, that out of 22, if I'm able to, or I have to do 14, 15, I have to leave 7 questions, 6 questions. I don't have to do all. And that's what you need to teach your brain again and again. It's a process which may take some time, but you have to be consistent in that. Right. So this is how, I mean, generally I attempt. Maybe my number of attempt would be 2, 3 less, as I mentioned, but the important was not that. Right. And what I always wanted to do is nothing but, I mean, I want to be a be with you, just try to help you to realize your dream. So post your question. If you want how to just strategize and what to prepare, how to prepare. And if you want to attend sessions like this from the best mentors of the country, so obviously we are there to support you. It's just that the experience matters. We are able to understand how you have to think, and this is what we try to imbibe in you, the mentality or a psyche of a examiner. We're not supposed to solve everything. We're not supposed to. Last year, we know that somebody was able to do only 4 questions in quant, was able to get more than 85%, which is the cutoff for all the B school. So it's all about selecting the right set of question. And same we'll talk about in the other areas also. So we try to build on the basics so that you'll be able to go in the autopilot mode and be able to learn that, right? So I mean, do if you want that assistance or that maybe a bonding or relationship and a preparation for CAT. So obviously we do have these batches, as I already mentioned that, and I'll be mentoring 26 focus batch also, and also the extensive one which will be starting CAT 26 in the end of July. So now the time is that we don't have too much of time. You just need to pull up your socks, be consistent, target towards the goal, because at the end of the day, if you're playing a football match and there's no target, there's no point. So you should try and inform yourself, okay, this is what I want. And then you can do the backward planning, right? So I'll be there to help you out and to watch all these kind of a session, which may help you, which might help you to get a good score also. Do subscribe, like, so that you'll be able to get those notification and it should reach to the target center, right? So that is from my guys. Thank you so much for being there, and apologies so that session started a little late because of some technical glitch, but then finally we are able to do it, right? Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Shabba khair. Thank you.